Hi, friend, and welcome to Dan Calloway Studio, the place for people who break into song in real life. Last video, we talked about how to let air into your body. Today, you're going to get some things clarified before you move that air on out while vibrating your vocal folds. So, I've spent years of my singing life in a state of cluelessness about the simplest way to get all this to cooperate. So I've had people tell me to wrap muscles, pull things in, push things out, lean against pianos, take Pilates. It's been a lot. So things got a little clearer when I had a conversation with my grad school pedagogy professor, Dr. Robert Wells. I had heard a lot of singers and teachers talk about and demonstrate how they made their bellies, sides, and back get even bigger while they were singing. So I spent many a year attempting this physical feat and found myself battling a rigid abdomen and a lot of subglottal pressure. So I asked Dr. Wells about this breath management gossip I had been hearing, and he said, "Well, Dan, if one part of your torso is getting larger, then it's safe to say that another part of your torso has to get smaller." Dr. Wells, you are so correct. So think about a balloon. If you squeeze the bottom, the top gets bigger. If you squeeze the top, the bottom gets bigger. So imagine your torso is this balloon. If you're working to make any part of this bigger, another part is displacing the air and getting smaller. If your belly is bigger, you're closing your ribs. If your chest is bigger and rises, you've displaced the air up by tightening your abs. So let's review first your inhale. Your sternum and rib cage float. You lower your jaw. Your diaphragm descends and in falls the air. So you get a little bigger around the middle. Your ribs stay floaty. Now, how are you going to move all this air out? Well, the muscles that made your thoracic cavity bigger inside can also make it smaller. So let's see what we've got. If you close your ribs, the air will come out. In my experience, my rib muscles are not the most nuanced of movers. They're mostly closed or mostly open. Now, I'm not saying the movement can't be nuanced, but in my experience, they're one way or the other. So if you move the air out using your ribs, that's going to mean air is trying to come out fast. And if your vocal folds are closed and trying to vibrate, that air force underneath them is going to create a lot of subglottal pressure, causing the muscles in and around your larynx to work really hard to handle all that energy. You'll also notice some stretchy distension down in your belly, and subjectively speaking, that doesn't feel great to me. So ribsies, we're not going to rely on you as primary air movers. So the next place you can go for thoracic cavity expanders is here, your diaphragm, and all your abdominal muscles. So remember little kid belly? We are revisiting that. Your diaphragm descends, and your tummy and sides easily move out. So you want it to feel nice and plump around the middle. It should feel comfy and not too stretchy. So if you feel like your dance teacher is going to walk by and tell you to hold it in, you're doing it right. Now, your abdominals, in contrast to your ribs, in my experience, they have a lot more subtlety in how they can move. That's why you're going to rely on these puppies to move your air out of your face. So you have four main groups of abdominal muscles. The rectus abdominis, your inside and outside obliques, and at the deepest level, the transverse abdominis. Those deepest muscles, transverse abdominis and obliques, are where your air moving money is at. You just let them go to allow the diaphragm to descend on the inhale. And now they get to contract evenly and slowly in order to move the air through your approximated vocal folds. This is where your training comes in because it takes time to habituate these jokers into moving slowly and evenly. So be kind and patient with yourself. So you've reestablished the way you allow air in. You've explored what the rib muscles are helpful for in singing and how they can also make trouble if we emphasize them in the exhale. Now you just need to know how to coordinate these abs to get the air back out of your face in the most ninja way possible. That's what you'll learn in next week's video. You'll discover the one point of focus that helps me keep this very simple, as well as a very straightforward exercise that will get all these puppies dancing together. You'll understand your abs, and you won't even have to do one plank. In the meantime, I would love to hear from you and what your most burning vocal technique questions are. If there's something you're confused about or frustrated with in your own singing, email me and I can make a video about it. So if this helped you, click or tap that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you can get these lessons hot and fresh. So keep thinking about your inhale, love on your abdominals and your ribs. They do amazing things. And remember, there is only one you, and folks need to hear the story that only you can share. I'll see you next time.